Thank you for joining us for this important session about our Stage 3 program, Elevate. This is a special stage in your child's learning journey, and we're really excited to show you how Elevate will support and challenge our students as they prepare for the transition into the next phase of school life. So tonight is about giving you a sense of the vision and purpose behind this initiative, and also to introduce you to our inspiring staff that are making this all happen. So we're quite proud of what Elevate represents. It's not just a program, it's a purposeful step forward in how we can support student growth in these pivotal years. So thank you once again for being here. I'll now hand over to Mrs. Alison Rashid.
Thank you, Heidi. As Director of Curriculum, I'm thrilled to speak with you tonight about how Elevate is shaped by thoughtful, purposeful academic design that's tailored specifically for Stage 3's learners as they transition to senior school. At the heart of Elevate is a commitment to providing targeted, high-quality teaching that meets students where they are, whether they need enrichment, extension, consolidation or support. And to enable this, there will be 3 Year 5 classes and 3 Year 6 classes, which allows smaller class sizes across the board. For some content in English and mathematics, we will take a stage-based approach. This means that we're able to focus on where students are in their learning journey and tailor learning to individual needs. By tracking their progress closely, students will have access to targeted support or extension where appropriate, and this will allow each learner to grow at their own pace and in the right direction. These groups will change fluidly in order to address needs, and this will vary in English and in maths according to the content covered. There will be opportunities also for blended groups of Year 5 and 6 students together for aspects of learning such as problem solving in maths, where small groups may contain a range of strengths and abilities. Having said that, the majority of core subject contents do remain with the class teacher, because we are really mindful of striking that right balance of building and retaining strong relationships between the class and their home teacher. So to clarify, we are not running composite classes. For the aspects of English and maths that we feel would benefit from targeted groups, we do have the support of the Diverse Learning Team, which enables us to create an even wider range of groupings. So this flexible, responsive model ensures that students are always working in a zone that challenges them and responds to their individual progress. Overall, our focus is on building confidence, on celebrating progress and helping every student feel like they're growing and they're succeeding. We are particularly mindful of the self-esteem and confidence of our students as they engage in targeted support. When additional support is needed, Year 6 students will not be grouped with Year 5 younger students. Instead, support will be provided in a way that respects their maturity and their learning stage and ensures that they continue to feel capable, valued and confident amongst their peers. Preserving their sense of identity and their readiness for secondary school is a high priority, and our groupings will reflect this understanding. One of Oxley's key distinctives, along with being non-denominational and community-driven, is the proximity of our junior school to the senior school, and Elevate certainly capitalises on this. An exciting feature of Elevate is access to specialist subject teachers from the senior school, and students will work with these teachers in areas such as science, languages, technology and creative arts, building familiarity with people, with the spaces and the expectations that await them in later years. This also enriches their experience in Stage 3 as they begin to think more broadly and critically. This valuable experience enhances their learning in Stage 3. It helps them to build confidence and familiarity with people, with spaces and expectations that await them in the years ahead. These opportunities will create a smooth transition into senior school by gradually introducing our students to routines and expectations. And we aim for them to see themselves as capable, independent learners who are really ready for the next stage of their education journey. Importantly, it also sparks conversations about future pathways and areas of interest, helping students connect their current learning with possibilities for the future. Ultimately, Elevate is about extending academic knowledge, developing resilience, adaptability, collaboration, and a lifelong love of learning, all of which help students step into deeper learning with confidence and with curiosity, and I know they are going to love it. Thank you for your time. I'll now hand over to Mr. Peter Ayling to share more about the care that surrounds all of this.
Thank you, Alison. Good evening, everyone. So while we're incredibly proud, I'll have to use these again, George. While we're incredibly proud of the academic enrichment opportunities in Elevate, we know that the students thrive best when they feel safe, supported and connected. That's where our focus on wellbeing and belonging comes in. Stage 3 is a time of growing independence and emerging identity. As students approach the end of primary school, they can sometimes test boundaries and become restless, distracted or disengaged with their learning. So they may begin to question the relevance of what they're learning or push back against routine and expectations. So our pastoral care approach is designed to anticipate and respond to this developmental stage. Through regular check-ins, consistent relationships and with trusted teachers and targeted programs that build emotional intelligence, social awareness and a sense of belonging, we help students stay connected and engaged. One significant part of the involvement is our Round Square Awards program. So through the ideals of internationalism, democracy, environment, venture and leadership and service, our Stage 3 students can select tasks to complete during mentor sessions or at home, or they can work towards bronze, silver and gold awards. Our Stage 3 students engage in age-appropriate opportunities that encourage them to think beyond themselves, contribute meaningfully and build character. So today I handed out a bronze award for a student who, as part of their adventure requirement, went on a night hike. I don't know who would want to go on a night hike, but so went on a night hike with some of their scout buddies, and they fulfilled that requirement of adventure. We also had somebody else who interviewed some new Australian citizens as part of their democracy component of Round Square. So there's plenty of opportunities and plenty of wonderful things. And these programs that they're doing, they're not compulsory. They choose to do them at home if they want to. We'll have great uptake in students undertaking these Round Square Awards. We also have a strong service learning component where our Year 5 students fundraise and build light kits to donate to places such as East Timor. And our Year 6 students take part in Honour Our Fallen, where they research a war veteran in the local cemetery and place an Australian flag on the grave around Anzac Day. Our Stage 3 also play a key role with our buddy program, where they meet their buddy once a week and they're engaged in activities such as buddy reading or buddy games. So it's important that our students are connected across the college. So we invest in the opportunities for peer connection and mentorship and ensure students feel known and valued as individuals. So thank you for your continued trust, and I'd now like to invite Jason Smith, Head of Elevate, to walk you through the structure.
Thank you, Peter, and good evening to you all. As Head of Elevate, my role is to bring this program to life in partnership with our exceptional Stage 3 teachers. Together, we're focusing on pedagogy and practice that stretch students academically, while also nurturing their confidence, their creativity, and their independence. Let me walk you through just some of the features that make Elevate unique. Stage 3 students will now experience timetabled specialist subject lessons like they would in secondary school. These include design technology, food technology, creative arts, Japanese, science and ethics, all taught by subject-specific teachers. What's exciting is that these subjects will often be taught in secondary learning spaces, giving students early exposure to the types of environments and tools that they'll encounter in Year 7. Beyond the classroom, we're also planning the development of a dedicated play area of the Oval. We'll talk more about that later in the year. And behind all of this, I'll be working very closely with the junior school leadership team and the Stage 3 teaching team, looking at everything from the classroom strategies to student engagement, ensuring that the program remains responsive and dynamic. Elevate is not just a curriculum change, it's a learning culture shift. one that your child will benefit from now and long into the future. As someone working closely with our Stage 3 students every day, I see firsthand how important it is to strike a balance, the right balance between challenge and support. What excites me about Elevate is how intentionally it's been designed to keep students motivated and connected, particularly as they move through their final years of the junior school. It's easy for students at this age to start disengaging, and they might feel that they're too old for primary school but not quite ready for the next stage. Elevate bridges this gap. The structure of specialist lessons, the opportunity to explore secondary spaces, and the emphasis on independence all signal to students that are ready for more. At the same time, strong relationships with teachers and a team approach to well-being ensures that all students feel seen, heard and known. There's a real sense of momentum, and I'm confident that this program will help students stay energised, curious and ready for the challenges that lay ahead. While the increased connection to the senior school and flexible groupings are all exciting and progressive steps, it is important to remember that Elevate classrooms are still at the core primary classrooms. Students continue to benefit greatly from having a dedicated home teacher. The class teacher plays a central role in supporting each child's pastoral care. With their consistent daily interactions, class teachers are uniquely positioned to understand individual needs and respond quickly when challenges arise. These ongoing connections allow for strong, authentic relationships to develop, build on trust, empathy, and a deep understanding of each student's strengths and struggles. When pastoral care is embedded within the classroom setting, students experience a more cohesive and supportive environment. They feel known, both academically and also emotionally and socially as well. In a program like Elevate, where students are encouraged to embrace greater independence and responsibility, the presence of a class teacher as a constant anchor ensures every student feels safe, supported, and ready to thrive. Now, to bring us full circle, I'll hand over to Mr. Tristan Bevan, the head of the senior school, who'll share why this bridge to secondary is so important. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, and good evening. Before I start, it's quite wonderful to see, having been here for 25 years, we had a junior school start during the time I was here, and now this is the next step. I mean, building that connection. The building connections is in our wellbeing framework, and a lot of what goes on through the LA program is really working in that space. What I'd like to speak about tonight is the why. Why is important. It gives us the why from the senior school perspective. We know that the transition to secondary school can be daunting, and not just academically, but socially, emotionally, and physically. The buildings are larger, there's more movement between classes, the routines and expectations are very different. What we want is for students to enter year 7 already feeling confident and grounded, not just ready to cope, but ready to thrive. So as head of senior school, I'll work along with a selected number of senior school teachers and working closely with head of Elevate and the Stage 3 teaching team. One of the most powerful aspects of Elevate is the way it creates early, authentic connections between Stage 3 students and the teachers and the senior school. By learning alongside subject specialist teachers and spending more time in secondary spaces, students will begin to feel a real sense of ownership and belonging. Not that they're just visiting, but they're actually becoming part of a wider learning community, which eventually will make the learning transition to year 7 feel more familiar, more comfortable, more confident and excited. We also see significant benefit in how it supports student well-being, as Mr. Alex spoke about before. Students who are familiar with their surroundings, who know the people who will be guiding them, and who have already experienced structured independence will settle in more quickly. They're more focused, more at ease, and better equipped to handle the challenges that come their way. Many of you have had year 7 students who have come up through from the junior school and have done so really well. This should be a generally worthwhile bridge to help it become even better, and we're so pleased to be building it in partnership with the junior school team. Thank you again for coming and for your support tonight, and I'd like to invite Mr. Benningfield, our head of college, to close the year.
Thank you, Tristan, and thank you to our amazing junior school team. I know we've spoken about the why, but I want to give a little bit more of a reason behind why we're doing this now. Over the last 2.5 years, I've had the great privilege to speak to many people about the things that we do well at Oxley and the things that we could continue to improve on. In the MMG survey last year, there was conversations in there about bridging that gap between the primary school and the senior school. We are one of the few schools in the Highlands that is truly P-12, truly independent, and we can do this on the one site. To bridge the gap between a primary education and a secondary education that is literally a door away from each other, yet there has been times where it's like there's two separate schools. That is the feedback that we've had from parents and the research that I've seen in other schools, a great opportunity right here on our site so that our kids, when they come through from year 5 and 6, are so ready for year 7 and 12. That is why we're doing this now. We want to commit to class sizes that are not as large as they have been in the past in year 5 and 6. So to enable to do that and do that well, we feel a program like this with 3 classes to make those class sizes a little bit smaller so that the kids can have greater work with their greater times with their classroom teachers. But also, we have incredible secondary staff here. And how amazing would it be if some of our students, and I say our because my child will be part of this program next year, how amazing will it be that some senior school staff will already know the children as they come through? Because one of the great things about Oxley is that we are big enough to do these things, but small enough to care about those children. And so we are really looking forward to the opportunities to have things like maths in the fast lane, where we have specialist maths teachers coming on and doing some things with the younger students, where we can have some dedicated science lessons, where the kids go and see what it's like to do a science practical and be part of that. And the reason that we've put Jason in this role is to lead that, but also to work really closely with our heads of department in the senior school to make sure it's not just a repeat of year 7, but it's getting them prepared for what's to come in year 7. That is the essence of why we're doing this, because it's about the kids. It's about preparing them for their secondary journey and setting them up well for their future. And as I said, many parents have said, this is something Oxley could look at, and we want to respond to that. One of the things I love about Oxley is that we can, being independent, being truly independent, we can make changes to meet the kids where they're at as we go. And one of the things I heard Jason say is that we will evaluate the program as it goes so that we can make tweaks to meet the kids where they're at. That's exciting because we can make changes to do that and do it quickly. This is something we've been thinking about for a number of years, and with the addition of 6 new classrooms on the site, we are now in a position to be able to offer it. So we can go. I'm really, really excited about that. We do have some new families in here. If you'd like to speak to Alex in the corner after this, you are welcome to do that. I really thank you for being here tonight.